Family, what's the word? We are back. I pulled up this video a few days ago, and I feel like it's the perfect breakdown of what's going on right now. And I always trust Act's point of view. I'm not gonna say always, but I'll say 85% of the time I can side with him on his opinion. He was spot on with this thing, though. I only picked out a few key points that were important to me to present, and that's what we're going to talk about. But listen to what he says, you guys. Don't listen too hard. But before we get started, let me know where you're tapping in from. Let me know how long you've been here. Let me know what type of content you like the most that I cover. Anyway, let's get to the video.
I talked to Mo Gagnon later. He said he had a feeling that things could go left once Tory's own witness switched up on him for the prosecutor. So I want to be very careful. If you're wondering why I give the updates on Tory like this, I want to be very honest. There's two appeals in. One's appeal for a new trial, right? Citing that, hey, there's new evidence. Number one, well, they haven't put this new thing that Kelsey's bodyguard has witnessed or heard some stuff. They haven't put that in yet, but the current evidence says the DNA evidence, new reports or analyzation of the DNA that was found on the weapon actually excludes Tory.
New evidence. Mo Gagnon. Where do we start? Let's start with Mo. He told us, that's the lawyer dude, he told us there was, right before the proceeding started, there was a witness that was taken upstairs, allegedly by the prosecution. And what happened was, by the time they came down and whoever was supposed to take the stand, the story totally changed. Totally changed. And if you ask me, that's what could be considered witness tampering, if you ask me. If you or I was to do that same thing, come on, man. We know what would happen. Now, two appeals. I feel like there should be two appeals. That gun spec, y'all. If it weren't from that, this dude would be out right now. Right now. So, two appeals are very necessary. Very necessary. The thing that Act said that kind of bothered me later on in the video, we're not going to cover the part, but he said he has about a 50% chance. First, he started off at 30, though. But let's continue. I ain't gonna run my mouth so much. Let's go.
Because I do believe Tory Lanez team and everybody else is doing an amazing job of creating what we call a pardon package. Some of you guys might not know this. The governor, the president of the United States don't just pardon random people. You get advocacy groups, you get a lot of money behind somebody, and they start putting together a package. The problem is with Gavin Newsom, he's a Democratic, liberal governor in a constituent or a state of California that loves homosexuals, transsexuals. They prefer women over men. And for that very reason, because of their woke ideology, it's very unlikely that that person will be down to pardon someone who is alleged to have shot a woman, whether it's believed or not. Why? Is it because Tory is innocent or guilty? No. It's because your constituents need you to be woke, and that's not woke. Woke is protect women. Woke is believe all women. Woke is even if they lie 50 times, believe them again. So I believe that this pardon, and I do think it's helping to change public perception, because I do think now it's cool to support Tory. Will this governor, who has the power, because I'm telling you Trump won't touch it, will he pardon Tory?
Think about how convenient this situation was for Gavin Newsom. And with what that other person said, go back in my videos, it's like the last two uploads, maybe the third upload, but They were saying how there might have been some foul play within this scenario. Now, everything that Act just said about this guy and then this situation, people were saying that this was the guys, the Newsom's dude, way of preying on a black woman's vote. What better scenario? You got a pink firearm, a dude, and two black women. But you got big names involved. We can set an example. This would go great for my campaign. Face. Yeah. Let's continue.
I done told you, I think Tory got between a 10% and a 30% chance of being released. Maybe it will grow because people do love him. And people are starting to realize that absent this woke ideology, you're able to look at other things that actually worked in his favor that made you think, damn, well, how did he get convicted despite these things? You know, this idea or theory that Kelsey Nicole Meg, people said, well, why would Meg say her? Also, they said, well, Tory's on the jail phone. He basically admitted it. Well, let me give you another scenario. I don't know who did the shooting, so don't ask me for my opinion. I do have an opinion, but it's not about my opinion. It's all about the law at this point. So I'm only going to speak in fact. But I'm going to use one conjecture and I'm going to use one scenario for y'all, because when people keep talking about Tory in a jail call, they act like he acknowledged and admitted that he did it, because they said, well, why would somebody, if he didn't do it, get on and apologize, say, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for that. I hope y'all forgive me. That's a great question. I ask that shit to myself too. I'm human. I ask that shit to myself. I'm not on nobody's payroll. I ask questions. But I implore you guys to be fair across the board. Be fair. Ask the similar question in the other sense. If this been your homegirl for over 10 years, you met Tory 6 or 8 months ago, I don't care what he done slung on you. If Tory Lanez done shot your homegirl, even if y'all were arguing over a man, why the hell would you be on the phone with Tory Lanez? Listening to, okay, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Why? Why not say on the phone, Tory, why you shoot my friend? Why did you hurt my friend? Why were you trying to hurt her or me? These are questions we need answers. There's a lack of credibility all over the place. You wanted us to believe that he shot you, but didn't want us to have to understand maybe if he did, what the motive would be. You're the victim. You're showing up in court. You've pronounced on social media what happened, but yet you go on Gayle King and say, I've never had.
Listen, that jail call, neither one of them spoke about the incident. There was no hostility in Kelsey's voice. There was none in Tory's voice. It was a little bit right after the situation happened. What was she doing on the phone? That's your home girl. What are you doing on the phone with the person that did something to your home girl? How could the prosecution take that call as an admission to guilt? How can everything from the Jenner house get ignored? I feel that's where the issue started. I don't care who says what, period. It escalated in the car. You got Big Willie Mammoth coming at this chick, and you got this chick probably panicking. Big polar bear body built. Yeah. Come on, man. Listen. Tory broke the code. Tory notified people that he broke the code. Tory broke the code when the code was being reset. Wink, wink. I feel like him being invited out could have been a whole setup. Meg invited him out. Yeah. Yeah, let's go.
People campaigning for the release, the pardon, or the reinvestigation of the trial. I think Meg has to realize that's not an anti-you thing. If you're a victim, you should be working on your own victimhood. It's not tied to Tory being locked up. We've seen many people get let out, and it's not because of who they supposedly harmed. It could be because of a bunch of extenuating circumstances. So when I see Meg commenting or she feels offended that there's any movement about Tory's possible release, that confuses me. Meg, you already got your justice. They said he's guilty. The idea of how long he serves, or if people want him to get out, or even if it's a pardon. And this is what I've always said about Meg. She's playing a political PR game. You already got your win. Who gives a fuck what Tory's saying now? As long as Tory doesn't mention you. And Tory doesn't mention you. You have a restraining order against him and he's in jail. He can't. And it goes back to what I keep saying. What's my new favorite saying? If they can't win the public narrative, they start to sue. Meg, Tory isn't the one that's saying you're lying, it's fans. When you come out and lash out and call him a demon and a devil, because he's not going to just take this conviction lying down and just go die on the sword, he's saying, I'm going to fight for my freedom because I do have rights. That's not a indictment of you. That's a man trying to fight for his own rights. But you've taken it to be the opposite. You're taking what Tory's fans and the growing momentum. There was a time when UN was basically trying to say if anybody supported Tory, they better stay there. They're going to be over there with them because features, touring, other type of collabs, it was out the window. But we just seen the biggest artist in the world, Drake, he supported. Seen a bunch of other people, they're supporting. I guess I'm not trying to be adversarial here with Meg. I'm trying to let her know that the people who are riding for Tory Lanez freedom is not necessarily an indictment on you. You already got your conviction.
Listen, y'all. That woman is not the victim. Not at all. Dude already was simple enough to take the charge to try to protect two black women, to try to protect two women who he misled by both of them. She chose to take this situation further by going in on dude. Going in on Kelsey. That right there should have let you know what it needs to let you know. A true victim might just sit back and let the justice happen. Like, why address almost everything that's said about this situation? Why lie to Gayle King? Why lie to the prosecutor? Why does these things come up missing that are key pieces of evidence? Why is this woman so concerned with public perception? You're telling a guy to stop messing with you, to leave you alone, who's not even addressing you. You're so bothered by the fans of this guy. You're so bothered by the facts. Not only that, Meg has a problem with inner peace. And I don't think she's had that since she's really gotten in the industry. And then her mom. And that's when everything really changed.
The only problem I see is that Tory Lanez doesn't mention your name directly. Tory Lanez just got recently stabbed 14 times. We don't even know if he's completely breathing or could even move on his own at this point. If Tory was slandering you, if Tory was dropping songs, making fun of you, acting like you were lying, that would be another thing. Tory Lanez is nursing himself back to health after a pretty much attempt on his life. You are never going to find true healing if you're concerned about what the hell Tory and Tory's fans, specifically Tory fans, are doing. That's the problem. So again, I watched this and I said, well, Tory didn't say nothing. Well, what is she talking about? Then it dawned on me. She wants this guy in jail forever. She wants him to die in jail. She mad at Tory. Tory ain't say shit. She's mad at fans because fans are now believing Tory. And by the way, let me put it up to this. So actually, yeah, I didn't mean to end there. The problem is Meg is watching the public narrative change. The Kodak Blacks, the Drakes of this world, they would shout out Tory, but they were scared to just post a petition saying this man is wrongly accused. A lot of people are saying it now. It's growing. That sentiment is like a seed that you just planted and now it's growing.
I feel like Meg might still have feelings for dude, on top of still being angry. Look, you can feel how you feel about the supporters of this dude, but why aren't you at peace enough to just sit back and know what you know? It's the inner peace thing for me. It's the feeling like you need to address anything. You've gotten your justice, and you've gotten extra justice 14 times. I don't get it. I really don't. It's so cut and dry. I feel like there needs to be a retrial ASAP. And I feel like Kelsey needs to be included. I don't think she should be excluded from anything that goes on with this case moving forward. I'm not 100% sure of how immunity works on scenarios like this, but she needs to be in these two appeals, period. The one person who was excluded bears the punishment. Make it make sense. Anyway, let me know where you're tapping in from. I'm out. Peace.